years passed quickly, and just as the university entrance exams were approaching, she suddenly called and invited me out for dinner. I had never met her in person before, so I felt both nervous and excited. The night before, I was so thrilled that I couldn't sleep, standing in front of the mirror practicing how to say thank you for a long time. I even planned that when we met, I would give her a tight hug. But when the villa door opened, the one standing there was her fiancé. She had mentioned him before during our conversations. In her words, I could clearly feel the love she held for him. Yet at this moment, the way his eyes looked at me was unusual. Suddenly, I recalled those strange comments floating in the air earlier, saying he was the male lead and would fall in love with me at first sight. Completely absurd. Quietly, I took a step back. Perhaps, still bothered by how I pushed his hand away earlier, Taehyun suddenly approached me. "You're Song Xiaotao, right?" "I'm Taehyun, Kungmin's boyfriend." He hesitated, his eyes flickering slightly before adding, "You can call me Brother Taehyun." He deliberately used boyfriend instead of fiancé, a softer title that could easily raise someone's hopes. When he said that, I caught the brief stiffness in my sister's eyes, as if she suddenly realized the man she loved might already be swaying. Taehyun, however, noticed nothing, and even leaned down again, intending to pat my head. Again, I dodged him like avoiding a curse. Why did I hate this kind of behavior so much? I didn't even know. Did he not notice that my sister's expression had already changed? Later, I might have to warn her about him. Not wanting to pay any more attention to this stumbling stone, I bent down, took out a handful of jujube jam from the bag I had brought, and offered it to my sister. "Sis, this is really sweet. Try some." She flinched slightly. Her tired gaze swept past Taehyun, then softened as she smiled. "Thank you." She didn't take it right away, but asked in surprise, "How did you know I like jujube jam?" I quickly answered, "I saw a photo you posted. There was a big bag of jujube jam on the table." But the more I spoke, the softer my voice became. Suddenly, I realized how this sounded, as if I had been secretly stalking her private life. She looked a little dazed, while I lowered my head, annoyed at myself for slipping up. Before coming, I had tried all kinds of ways to pick a gift that would make her happy. Not knowing what she liked, I went through every picture she posted and saw jujube jam appear the most. At that moment, the floating comments popped up again. The pitiful female lead is still being deceived. The one who likes jujube jam isn't the female lead, but the male lead. See? She doesn't even want it. If you look carefully at that photo, in the bottom left corner, you'll spot the male lead's face. This was the female supporting character deliberately showing off her relationship. After the female lead leaves, she'll give him the jujube jam you brought, trying to win his favor. How scheming. Another voice argued, "That's not true. I think the supporting girl is pitiful, not deceitful. Every picture includes the food her boyfriend loves most. That's proof enough of how much she cherishes him." And yet the male lead betrayed her. Add me to the anti-male lead team. The moment I saw those comments, I instantly pulled the jujube jam back. Hugging the bag tightly, I said softly, "It's too hot today. I'm afraid it'll spoil. Next time, I'll bring it for you." The floating comments immediately buzzed with excitement. "See? The female lead is smarter than all of you. That bastard of a man is truly hateful." That woman, give it to the male lead. If you do, he'll eat it, because he always pampers his beloved most. My eyes unconsciously shifted toward the man beside us. Meeting his gaze, he quickly turned away, coughing lightly. "It won't spoil. It's still edible." Then he added, "But Kungmin is a bit of a germaphobe. She doesn't eat things from outside. Still, this is your heartfelt gift, Xiaotao." There was even a hint of reproach in his tone. Kungmin looked momentarily stunned, her eyes filled with a trace of hurt. Before she could speak, Taehyun interrupted coldly. Reaching out as if to take the jujube jam, his tone softened. "It's okay, don't be upset. I'll eat it." Quickly, I turned away, pulling the bag out of his reach, annoyance bubbling inside me. How could someone be so shameless? I had already made my stance clear, yet he still didn't get it. This jujube jam was handmade by my parents and me, every piece carrying my deepest gratitude for Sister Kungmin. What right did he have to eat it? And to call her a germaphobe? If she really had that, How could she stand being around someone as filthy as him? The floating comments appeared again, filled with surprise. What's this? Looks like she doesn't like the male lead at all. Maybe she just took back the jam because she didn't want the supporting girl to give it to him. You shippers need some brains. She clearly despises him and you're still calling it jealousy? I think you're the jealous ones, envious of their sisterly bond. Oh, my poor darling, the supporting girl has already noticed the male lead treats you differently. Later at dinner, she'll definitely make things difficult for you. Make things difficult? I froze slightly. Looking at those bizarre lines, I still didn't want to believe them, yet unease crept in. For 3 years, Kungmin had rarely shared about herself, only occasionally mentioning her fiancé, with clear reliance in her tone. I understood that deep love could drive even the calmest person to lose reason. If what those floating words said were true, then this was supposed to be a sweet, healing romance story. I was the pitiful white moonlight female lead, while Taehyun was the male lead. Kungmin was the jealous, supporting woman, twisted by envy, and in the end abandoned mercilessly. The dining table air grew heavy. Despite the rare delicacies before me, I felt no appetite, quietly turning toward my sister while avoiding Taehyun's blatant gaze. The floating comments never stopped, piecing together fragments into a fixed script. The male lead is moved from the very first meeting, saving her from hardship, while the older sister becomes selfish and irrational. That's how it unfolds. Healing romance? All I saw were two people betraying the one who had once supported them. Betrayers deserved each other, while my poor sister was forced to wear the label of vicious supporting woman just to justify the wounds the other two inflicted. Gripping my chopsticks tightly, I vowed I wouldn't let such a script come true. Yet the pre-written story still seemed to unfold in silence. While I was chatting with my sister about school, Taehyun suddenly picked up a piece of fish and placed it in my bowl. Don't be shy. Feel at home. Eat whatever you like. The already tense air grew even heavier. I caught my sister's smile falter for a brief moment. Without saying a word, I immediately took the fish out and placed it onto a side plate. Sorry, I'm allergic to fish. I even deliberately pulled my chair closer to my sister as if to declare through action, I don't need, nor do I want, anything from him. Taehyun noticed my coldness, his eyes showing slight embarrassment. Sorry, but he didn't stop, reaching again with his chopsticks, this time toward a shrimp. Then eat more shrimp, it's good protein. Before he could take it, another pair of chopsticks had already snatched the shrimp away. He stiffened, looking displeased at my sister across from him. Kungmin, what are you doing? He frowned. I just saw Xiao Tao is too skinny, so I gave her something. Are you jealous over this too? She's still young. Do you really need to compete with her? I was so furious I almost laughed. Turning a single morsel into a scene of jealousy and pity, who did he think he was? All I wanted was to stay as far away from him as possible. Kungmin's gaze flickered complexly at him. She didn't reply immediately, only placed the shrimp into her own bowl, peeled it carefully, removed the cilantro and chili, and then set it in my bowl. High school is exhausting, eat more. Slowly raising her head, her tone turned cold. Taehyun, why are you so agitated? Don't you realize how strange you've been today? Taehyun was left speechless. It was as if he suddenly realized his behavior, awkwardly squeezing out an apology before hurriedly scooping a bowl of soup for her to smooth things over. But she only looked at it without touching it, her eyes full of thought. After a long while, she glanced at me and stood up, leading me into her study. Immediately, the floating comments flashed across the air. Baby, don't go. In that study, the evil sister will say things to humiliate you. Call for the male lead. He'll protect you. God, these people are insane. Just focus and watch. Taehyun also wanted to follow, but I frowned, deliberately keeping my distance, ignoring those meaningless voices. I walked straight into the study, leaving him behind. Inside, the warm yellow light of the floor lamp spread across the desk. Thank you for taking the time to listen to part 2 of today's story. I truly appreciate all your comments, feedback, and thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. See you in the next part.